Telehealth is here to stay, with 40% of patients still opting for virtual visits even after the pandemic. American Medical Association, 2024. As demand for remote care continues to grow, the billing process for telehealth becomes more complex, with new rules rolling out and payer guidelines constantly changing. It's more important than ever to stay on top of the latest requirements. In this post, we'll break down the essential 2024 telehealth billing updates and share expert advice to help you avoid costly mistakes that could lead to revenue leaks or even audits. What the experts are saying about telehealth billing compliance. First, it's important to understand the correct use of place of service codes. Dr. Emily Roberts, a compliance expert, stresses how critical it is to choose the right place of service code for telehealth visits. She explains, use place of service code 02 when a telehealth visit occurs in a medical facility, and place of service code 10 when the patient is at home. A mix-up can trigger audits and result in penalties. So, it's key to ensure you're using the correct code depending on where the patient is located. Next, modifiers play a big role in telehealth billing. Dr. James Lee, a telemedicine consultant, advises providers to be mindful of which modifier they use, especially since different payers have specific requirements. Medicare mandates the use of modifier 95 for telehealth services, but other payers, like Aetna, may still accept modifier GT. Always verify the requirements for each payer before submitting claims, he suggests. Using the wrong modifier could lead to claim denials, so it's essential to check payer-specific rules. Telehealth coverage also varies by state. And Sarah Westbrook, a Medicaid compliance manager, highlights that providers must be aware of local regulations. For instance, remote patient monitoring is reimbursed in Texas but not in California. It's important to stay on top of your state-specific rules to avoid missing out on reimbursements, she explains. Providers should check local telehealth policies regularly to ensure they're capturing all eligible services. 2024 telehealth billing updates you shouldn't miss. In addition to place of service codes and modifiers, there are several other key aspects to keep in mind. First, audio-only visits are still billable in certain states, especially for behavioral health services. Make sure to check if your state allows this. Also, be mindful of your documentation if you're missing a consent form or not clearly showing a real-time patient interaction. It could delay reimbursement. Be cautious of bundling errors as well, particularly when combining virtual check-ins with evaluation and management visits. And ensure you're capturing telehealth facility fees when applicable. Quick tips for providers. Want to stay on top of your telehealth billing? A simple audit can help. Start by reviewing 5 recent claims to ensure you're using the correct place of service codes and modifiers. Double-check that you've included virtual consent forms and accurately documented the time spent on the visit. Finally, make sure you haven't missed any eligible services, such as remote monitoring, which might not have been billed. Check out these key references. The American Medical Association 2024 Telehealth Survey found that 40% of patients still prefer telehealth visits post-pandemic, highlighting the ongoing demand for virtual care and the need to adapt billing practices accordingly. Medicare's 2024 telehealth billing update clarifies important updates regarding place of service codes and the use of modifier 95. These changes will impact providers who rely on Medicare for telehealth reimbursement. A recent article on state-by-state Medicaid telehealth differences outlines how remote patient monitoring is reimbursed differently in places like Texas and California, emphasizing the importance of staying updated on your state-specific regulations.